welcome to Just for the Modders. Thank you guys for tuning in. And on today's episode, we are going to be looking at how to size bracelets. Now, anyone watching, you might think this is not modding. Yes, it may not be actually deemed modding. However, I think it's still quite important for any beginner out there. And this is one of the first things I started doing. As I built up my collection, I mentioned in the first video that we did on the basic tools that every watch collector should have. And obviously the next step after those tools is actually removing links out of your bracelets and sizing them up. Now, people can say what they like. Till this day, I can mod a watch, I can take a movement out, I can replace the movement holder, I can do quite a few things, you know, your basic things that modders are expected to be able to do. But till this day, I can struggle with a bracelet. So let's go in, look at the different types of bracelets you're likely to encounter. The three kind of bracelets that you will come across. Your main one, which is the split pins. Literally, it's just a pin that's split in half, and then that's pushed in, and that holds your links together. Your second type is a pin and collar system. Now you'll find this on the slightly pricier Seikos that are in around the £400 bracket and up. It's supposed to give this look of, a bit more luxury. Is it? Heck, it's quite a lot of trouble. Then I can also show you screw down links, but that's in the name, pretty easy. You just need a watchmaker style screwdriver, or they're called precision screwdrivers, because the bits do need to be pretty thin and pretty small, so you can open the screws. That being said, another thing that I want to add to basic tools and equipment that any watch collector, now I'm purposefully singling out the collectors here, because due to the fact that you'll have quite a few watches, you do need these, and they will come in handy, is these little multi-packs of split pins. And you can get these from eBay, you can get them from AliExpress. They come in a variety of lengths. To be honest with you, you will only need, depending on the kind of watches you have, you're only gonna ever need the 18mm up to 24mm or 23mm. I think that's the smallest and the widest that you most commonly get. You also, I'd say it's a good idea to get stainless steel spring bars. Of course, these are used to hold in the bracelets by the ends of the lugs and attach it to the case. Now, you also get these spring bars in little things like the clasps, the micro adjusts, etc. So they do actually come in really handy. And again, you're probably only going to use the 18mm to 24mm, depending on the watch, of course. So these two are necessary, very cheap. They do come in different thicknesses. I think 1.5 is okay, but these are the sort of cheaper ones. Try going for the 1.6 to 1.8, 1.8mm if possible. But then again, it depends on the watch really. So it's good to have a few of these bits and bobs around, because it's these awkward little bits which you get stuck. I've bought heavily discounted watches because someone's broke a pin. What's that? So let's put this away, let's get started. So the first one you might encounter is a split pin bracelet. Couple of points on this. This is an aftermarket bracelet, so on the genuine articles, what you will find, you'll find arrows on the back of the bracelet which point you towards which direction to push. So you want to push away, obviously, from the arrowhead, and you want to push on the top. But an easy way to identify that is just look at the end, and you'll see this little split. It can be possibly confused for a screw head, a flat screw head, but not really. But it is possible. So all you do, use your little tool here. These are very basic, very cheap. Literally, they might cost you £1.50, but they do the job. Just put your bracelet down like that, and just screw it in, slide it. Just make sure you get the hole right. Yeah, so you just want to get the hole there and just turn. Don't be afraid. And now you will see the split pin has come out, and literally all you want to do is pull out. What is a good tool to have around, it's quite handy, is one of these, any multi-tool kind of thing. I find these do come in handy. You've got pliers on there, you've got little bits and bobs like little knives, etc. So they will no doubt come in handy. So once you've got that out, your bracelet will just come apart, and then you can continue to do that on how many ever links you want removing. A point on sizing, what I have seen on a lot of watches that I have bought, where people think if they've done it themselves, when I've been to a watchmaker to get it done, they kind of even them out. So if you need a total of 4 links taken out, they might go take 2 out from one side and 2 from the other. I have actually seen watches where they take out all 4 links from one side. To me, that is visually, it looks very lopsided. I've got a bit of OCD, so I don't like to see that. And also what that causes is, when you are wearing a watch, it will cause the watch to sit or pull on one side, depending on, you know, how you've done that. So it's always a good idea to even it out. So again, just to put it back in, just reattach it. Now putting it back in, they can go either way, but it's always good to use the guides that are present on your bracelet. So just put that back in. And let's just, okay, once that's inserted, you do need, I mean, it's a bit dangerous, I don't recommend just using the end of your nail. Use something flat-ended like so, and just press quite hard, and it should go back in. Perfect, there you go. That's one type done. Now we've seen, I mentioned these, the screw-in links. I'm not going to show you that because you just need a screwdriver for that, but I will say you do need some Loctite for these, because a lot of them do have a tendency to unscrew, you know, through daily use, vibrations, walking, talking, etc. So have some Loctite in hand, apply that to the threads when you use one of these. Now the only other one that I've come across, and I've come across 2 variations of this, is this whole pin and collar system that Seiko want to use. I've had the hardest time with this, believe me, I've had the hardest time. Let's not even go there, but let's show you anyway. Now with these, the basic mechanism is, it's just a straight pin. Now between the link though, between this part of the link, the male end, there's a small collar that's slightly bigger. So what you're relying on is friction fit. So when that pin slides in, and of course that pin being bigger, that's inside the little collar, it secures it. Now I personally prefer split pins over this. I have in the past replaced these kind of pins with split pins. It's some watches, the holes are just too big, so they won't actually fit, but anyway, let's give it a try. So same thing here, insert, screw down, and you will see a little pin protrude. Now with this, you do need some assistance, so let's get the pliers out. Because of that collar, it's not just going to come out easily, so you have to literally grip it. What I recommend is using a grip like this, and just be safe. I've drawn blood doing these. A friend of mine has drawn blood also, so you just got to be kind of careful. There's your pin, as you can see. Let's have a quick look. Just one of those straight pins here. That in itself is not actually holding, it's what you need to see here. So you've got to carefully pull the link out. Now let's see if you can see here, there is a small collar just sitting on the inside of that link there. Okay, now if you are not careful and you turn this the other way, now this is bigger, the hole is slightly bigger on one side. If you're not careful, you know, you have turned the watch around and then you will not see this. Let's try and get it for you. There we go. This is the collar. It's one annoying little thing. Now when you buy watches from eBay, etc., used and they've been sized, and you know it's one of these bracelets, if these are missing, you are going to struggle. That's why I said it's always good to have space, because these can very easily double up. There is a little mod if the hole is too big on the actual bracelet. I found that on the turtle. There's a little modification you can do. I'll just mention that. I did want this video to be really short and quick, but knowing me and my usual style, I can go on for some time. The thing is, all you want to do is you want to make these things, the end bits, bigger to fit obviously bigger holes. So what I found was, if you just, for example, insert one of these tools in here. Hang on a minute, let's get on here. Well, anyway, you get that over there, and what you're actually trying to do is these end bits you want to bend further, so the center part becomes higher, and that will secure itself well into the link. So that's that. Look how tiny that one is, useless. Okay, let's put them away. Okay, now you've done your taking out the bracelets that you need to take out, and what you want to do is not forget to put that collar back in. So you just want to look at which side is slightly bigger, and you will clearly see which side is bigger. That's this side here, and you just want to go ahead and put that back in. Easier said than done, guys, believe me. But I'll just use the little tools around me. Just use one of these, just insert one end here, press it in, and just use the tip of your nail or whatever to just secure it in there so it doesn't come back out. Okay, that's safely back in there. Apologies, you couldn't see that. There we go. So that is safely back in there. Okay, then you want to keep it facing up. It's worth mentioning, have a soft surface. This is quite soft, so it shouldn't be damaging the watch. Close it back up. Now I struggle to do this probably more so than the usual guys, and anyone who's a partial hand amputee will relate. Got the tip there missing, and this finger has no tendon, so it doesn't move. So I have to be somewhat more dexterous when I'm trying to do this. So you just slot it in. I mean, you can see how fiddly this is, so you know it's no shock that even experienced people can kind of, you know, get stuck by one of these. So it's not gonna press in. All you want to do is just you want to use something solid just to press down. Just be careful not to damage anything. Now once you've got it there, now it's actually sitting somewhere there, and it needs to go through the other end. So just make sure the bracelet is pressed next to it, otherwise it just won't go. Now at this point you can just use your tool, flip it over, and just press down fully. Now that has gone in more or less all the way. Just press it again. There we have it. Easy as that. A lot fiddlier, but there you go, done. Now that's your main bracelets covered. Straps, I'm hoping should be straightforward. With watches like this, just use this tool here with the drilled end lugs, press in, and usually you get the thick spring bars in the side here, and you can just press, pull, and then reverse that to install it again. I might as well show you while I'm doing it here. There we go. That's been released now. Now you just reapply that spring bar if you want to put a different strap on, whether you want to put a NATO on, etc. But if not, just flip it around. It is kind of awkward doing these things. It is, so you do need to work out a little way. You do need to be quite dexterous and how you put these back on. So you just want to fit. Hopefully you can see that end link. Now this is a solid end link on this watch, so you want to just make sure it sits correctly to the center, and the way it should be sitting is like this, with the bars just sticking out, and this is where you need to press down slightly. Use this end, the sort of fork end of your little spring bar tool, and just pull the spring ends in and press down at the same time. It will take some tries, some getting used to. I mean, you can see why some people out there might just prefer to pay someone, but there you go, snaps in place. Took some doing, but yes, there we go, we have it. I mean, if it's silicone straps, rubber straps, that kind of stuff, it's pretty easy. You just pry the spring bars out. Don't be afraid to damage them, because you can always get more. They are quite cheap. So that's it for the first, well, I say episode 2 because episode 1 would be the basic tools. So that's it for episode 2 on just for the modders. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.